Hi everyone, welcome back to the new episode of Ecom 365. I'm co-founder and CEO of ShopAgain.io. As you guys already know, in Ecom 365, we try to answer the challenges that e-commerce businesses and marketers face in their daily life. For this episode, I have a special guest with me. Thomas has a very inspiring story to share with us about how he turned his challenges into opportunities. A recovering alcoholic who has been sober for 13 years. And not just this, he started his own e commerce brand to help other addicts recover and have a healthier lifestyle. Thanks for joining us, Thomas. How are you doing?
Rudy, it's such a pleasure. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Tell us the background story of your story. How did you come up with that?
As you mentioned, I have been in addiction recovery for 13 years. I live in Wells, Maine now, but up until 2 years ago, I lived in Reno, Nevada. And my next door neighbor in Reno, Nevada, they run a company called PNX Botanicals. And they were the first hemp handlers and CBD processors in the state of Nevada. So through them, I learned a lot about CBD, and I learned how it can help with general wellness, how it can help with mood. And in my case, I also asked them questions, and they didn't know I was in recovery. I asked them questions about, can it help with recovery? And when I asked them that question, they lit up. They said, oh my gosh, we have stories. And they told me of stories of friends of theirs they had been giving their product to, because they only sell to companies like my own. They don't sell at retail. And they talked about the good fortune that friends that were suffering from addictions have had with CBD. So because of that, that prompted me then to do a lot more research on my own. And I did months of very extensive research. And I came to the conclusion that, yes, CBD has a role to play in somebody getting sober or somebody just trying to reduce their usage of drugs and alcohol. So I was convinced, and that's why I started exactnature.com. There are more than 15 million active addicts in the country. So you would be very hard pressed to find anybody not directly affected by addiction, either personally or through a loved one or friend or someone that they're close to. It affects us all.
Tell me one thing, Thomas. Why did you decide to grow your product range to address other daily challenges as well, in addition to addictions such as sleep, pain, mood, etc.?
Because those are the issues that many of us, when we get sober, those are the issues that we find ourselves facing. For instance, in my own case, because I've been sober 13 years now, we have a product called Detox. And Detox is aimed directly at curbing addictive cravings. That's not a product I need so much anymore because I'm pretty sure-footed in my own sobriety. I don't have the need to drink or to do drugs on a daily basis. Occasionally I may. But what I did find is when I quit drinking, depression moved in when my active addiction moved out. So we created a product aimed squarely at addiction. And CBD can help with all of these issues. But what we've done is we've created special formulations aimed at each of these issues. So for instance, with the Detox, so we take the CBD and we surround it with other all natural ingredients like kudzu root and amino acids and 3 or 4 other ingredients that are aimed squarely at curbing addictive cravings. Same for depression and mood more generally. We take the CBD and we surround it with ashwagandha and a number of other ingredients that have, in some cases for hundreds of years, been used to help with these issues. Now, we've had sales in every state. We've had a tremendous number of repeat purchases. So that tells us there's a need for these products and that these products are working. Every week, I get into email conversations because when somebody buys our products, I send them a personal email. I thank them for their business. I offer to answer any questions about CBD because there's still a lot of we have to do some destigmatization and demystification of CBD because people don't understand it. So I offer to provide answers to their questions about that, about usage, and just about addiction and getting sober more generally.
It makes a lot of sense that your products are focused on your own experiences, and that's how you have extended your product life to address the rest of the challenges which come after you are treating addiction. Tell me one thing.
Yeah.
Did you face challenges growing with legal restrictions in several states in US?
Very good question. CBD is legal in every state,
Okay.
but every state so we've not had any problem to selling to all of the states because it's legal. Having said that, some of the challenges that we face are, for instance, Facebook and Instagram. Neither of them accept CBD advertising, and Google, you can't buy pay-per-click advertising on Google. So we've had to find other ways to get our message out. Also, because we are aiming our product at people that are either overusing drugs and alcohol or are at a dangerous point and they need to stop altogether. Because we are, in order to, let's just say for a moment that Google would permit CBD advertising, they would not let us advertise using the words addiction in it because you need a special certification called a legit script in order to buy pay-per-click or search advertising based on those search terms, because the only people that get that certification are addiction treatment centers and licensed addiction counselors. So that was another challenge. So we're getting our message out through podcasts and through other things. So we're buying sponsorship on podcasts. I've been a guest on a number of podcasts talking about these issues, and it's worked. That's been the primary source of our leads and building our customer base.
Now, as you said, PPC campaigns become very difficult for you to run. When you started out, how did you get your first 100 sales?
We sponsored right out of the gates, we sponsored 4 addiction related or recovery related podcasts. So that's how we generated our first sales. And that has been still been the major source of our sales because we are very customer service oriented. So once we get a customer, the chances of us keeping that customer are very high because the products work and because we offer a very high customer service level.
So many of our viewers run a family business. And in your case, is there been any challenge in working with your son as your partner?
No, because we have very well-defined, not purposefully, but well-defined areas of expertise. Because my son is 23, so he comes at that from a different generation than his father does. So I've spent my career in marketing. I've been the chief marketing officer for 5 universities, and before that, I was, ironically, I was in marketing for the Seagram's Wine Company. So I bring a level of expertise in marketing and just of years in business that he doesn't have, but he brings a perceptiveness about audience and about messaging and social media that I couldn't have if not. I would never be as good as somebody that has grown up with social media and uses it day in, day out, and really relies on that for his news and information and connecting with friends and so forth.
Being able to work with family is great.
That's right. I can understand why my son also, he lives in Salt Lake City. So we're not in an office together every day. Maybe a bit of that distance helps us maintain our very positive working relationship.
Fair enough. I assume it is a competitive field. So how do you find the sweet spot to price your products so that you're competitive in pricing while keeping sustainable?
I did an extensive pricing survey when I launched our products. CBD is expensive, so we can only hope and think that the price of CBD will come down over time. So now we have a healthy margin. We are competitively priced, and we don't feel like we have to be the least expensive product on the market because our products are a little bit different. It's not just CBD. It's CBD with a number of other very helpful all-natural ingredients. So we're not looking to be the lowest price on the market. Also, our market is very different. We don't swim in the same waters as the big CBD companies do. They're after people for anything from tennis elbow to helping with your favorite pet. right? And so they are going after a much larger market. Mine, that's not what we're after. We're after people that really are facing these issues that we create products for. That's not to say every one of our customers is an addict or an alcoholic, not at all, because our products work as well as any others do, if not better. Because I have one thing about CBD is the quality can vary quite a lot. We do something called a certificate of analysis on every product, and we'll show you what the breakdown of the product is, third-party lab tested. We
Definitely.
think that gives us a competitive edge, certainly for our market. And certainly when it comes to talking about addiction and overuse of drugs and alcohol, my son is also in addiction recovery. So we're not just selling this because we want to sell this. We have a dog in this fight. We are very committed to the sales. Every sale of our products, I feel, is a tangible sign of someone wanting to get sober. And that is very gratifying. That is the most gratifying aspect of our business. And I can tell by the products that we sell, detox is our number one seller, detox oils and detox capsules, and then Serenity. So I know that we've got the right products. Also, Maruti, we offer a money back guarantee. In our almost a year and a half in business now, we have given the money back to one customer. Even then, she reached out to me and just said that the products created slight diarrhea for her. So I gladly and without hesitation refunded her money, as we'll do with anybody that doesn't enjoy success with these. For instance, we don't sell CBD gummies. I'm not faulting companies that do, because there's a tremendous amount of CBD gummy sales out there. But that's not a product we want, because when you eat a CBD gummy, a lot of that CBD is lost in your system. We want to give these products every chance of working for our customers. So that's the reason we don't sell gummies. Our goal is the welfare and the health of our customers first. And we think these other products serve that.
Thanks for sharing that, Thomas. It's a great story how, from your own personal experience, you not only realized the opportunity, but also made it your son's life mission to help others get better and be very close to them. No wonder you get a lot of repeat sales, because you are really creating an impact in your customer's life. And that's amazing.
Marie, I think if anybody wants to get sober, these products can help. But I always say it needs to be part of a broader approach to getting sober. People need to go to NA or AA meetings, or maybe some kind of therapy. Or there are a number of really good recovery-related podcasts. So people have more tools at their disposal than ever. But I like to think about it that if the number of marriages and families and jobs and lives that we can help improve, that's why we do this. That is our singular mission here. CBD is now being considered by the FDA for licensing to help with opioid addiction, and more specifically with pain management. I often say that alcoholism can and will kill you over time, but opioids can kill you overnight. So the fact that CBD can help with opioid overuse and abuse is something that is very gratifying to us.
Thanks for sharing that, Thomas, and thanks for joining us. This episode was sponsored by ShopAgain.io, an AI-powered customer retention platform.